Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Ophiuchus, here we go. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Ophiuchus, we're going to take a little peek at the person who is thinking of Ophiuchus. And we have that Three of Swords. Um, they're in a place of heartbreak. King of Wands. Their heart's broken, which is a really tough thing because they lead with their heart. This could be a Leo, Sag, or Aries. We have the Ten of Wands upright as well. Okay, so really heavy energy for them. Really heavy energy for them. And we have the Four of Cups. That Four of Cups. This is also going to be the energy of disappointment. What are you disappointed over? I mean, my thought is because I still love Ophiuchus. That's how it comes across. Queen of Wands in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles. Because I still love Ophiuchus. Unless this is somebody who is heartbroken and feeling like they went in the wrong direction and they ended up marrying their karmic, and that's why they're heartbroken. Let me see if we can clarify this by asking, how do they think about Ophiuchus? Eight of Swords and the High Priestess in the reverse. They know for a fact Ophiuchus won't let them back in. Okay, so unfortunately that is what this particular story is, from what I can tell. They ended up choosing wrong. They are either staying where they're at and it's breaking their own heart because they are still very much connected and they're having a miserable time of it. They're still either married or they're, cohabitating with this Queen of Wands, and that's not at all where they want to be. So, I mean, not to be a jerk about it, but it kind of sucks to be them right now. Page of Cups. They wish that they could say sorry to Ophiuchus, but the way they think about Ophiuchus is the one thing I'm sure of. Ophiuchus will never let me back in. Ophiuchus is not even going to answer the door if I call. Ten of Pentacles. The way they think of Ophiuchus is, oh my God, my life could have been so different. It would have been victorious. It would have been amazing. Then let me just ask, why are you not with Ophiuchus? Did you stay with a karmic or did you get with a karmic? We've got the Four of Cups. It's in the reverse. And we've got Two of Swords upright. When I said, why are you not with Ophiuchus? They're like, I can't be. I mean, I know that. I can't even say, oh yeah, I know, I'm bummed. I wish I could. So to me, that makes me think, were they blocked from ever being with Ophiuchus because they're with a karmic? Have been since day one, still are. Six of Wands in the reverse. Yes. Okay, so basically, I'm seeing it as we maybe have an Ophiuchus who says, I'm not going to let this person in, or they say Ophiuchus won't let me approach. Even though I could see Ophiuchus and me having some great relationship, but I can't approach because Ophiuchus won't have me. Kind of looks like Ophiuchus is pulling, like a integrity rank over here. Okay, but wait a second. Why do you think you owe Ophiuchus an apology? Did you do something a little bit rude? Did you step across a boundary? We have the Hanged Man. Or did you imply to Ophiuchus that in a little while, maybe you were going to not be with the karmic and then you didn't actually make changes then? Because there's something about this procrastination. Nine of Swords. I feel like this is somebody who dumped all of their sob story on Ophiuchus. And then this, and then this. I mean, maybe they even came to Ophiuchus's house, spent the night, said, it's over. It's, blah, blah, blah. I'm just having the worst time ever. This relationship has to end. I'm gonna, I can't stay where I'm at. And then instead they must have stayed. Is that the best way to interpret this? After telling Ophiuchus the woe is me story. Knight of Wands, the Guides, and the Emperor. I think this is somebody who told Ophiuchus how stressed out they were, how awful it was where they are, but then It was like, maybe I can ride off, maybe I can, take off and I can, you know, start something with Ophiuchus and then later I can make it serious. I'm wondering if that's where Ophiuchus pumped the brakes, where it was like, oh, wait, excuse me, or you just told me your sob story. You're hoping I'll start something with you. And then later on, then you offer me something substantial. Seven of Cups. I'm going to say that it must have come across like they were very confused and they were very self-indulgent, because this is somebody on this vacation and they're looking up at the sky. I almost think that they did end up like insulting Ophiuchus, but really it's not insulting Ophiuchus. It's like making themselves look like an absolute fool, like kind of like an ass. I'm with the wrong person. I'm so bummed out. Let me go tell Ophiuchus how bummed I am. Let me, then also try to kind of low key start, implying, well, you and me, we could be together, Ophiuchus. And I mean, just for passion right now, but then if things work out, then we could have something more serious. I'm not saying they said it that way, but I'm thinking that's what was read between the lines. And they came across as somebody that was uncertain, unclear about what they wanted to do, looking for options. No, yes, you owe Ophiuchus a big old huge apology. Yes. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, a big huge apology. Three of Wands. Yeah, they know that. I think this has been so embarrassing for them that I'm not even sure that they, sorry, I am absolutely freezing. I'm not even sure that they were able to like face the embarrassment. Like that's how it comes across. I don't think that they could face it. Not for a while. Okay, let's go over to Ophiuchus for a minute. How's Ophiuchus look at this person? Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Pentacles. Ophiuchus is like, what? I'm sorry, I'm single. I'm kind of living my dreams, my life, everything. I'm doing really great. Honestly, the doorways have opened. I've been able to do a little bit of fun things. I've traveled a little. Look, I think Ophiuchus is stunningly attractive. And I think that they are in no shortage of, if they want to attract somebody, they can. But it does look like Ophiuchus has a tendency to be very self-sufficient. And we have the Tower too. I think Ophiuchus totally gave up on this person and said, good, I'm glad if they ended up feeling like their ego just got plunked down, that's great. Because really, I don't want to deal with somebody who's given me these maybes, tell me a sob story, and then, acting like maybe they're the catch. I don't see Ophiuchus thinking much about them at all, other than, oh, were they embarrassed of their behavior? See, I'm wondering, Ophiuchus, did you call them out? Is that what we're really getting at? Did Ophiuchus call them out for the behavior? Magician. If anything, Ophiuchus might have very kindly or low-key called them out and said something to the effect of, so while you're manifesting this perfect future that you think you're going to have, which would imply you leave one situation to be with me, but when it's convenient for me, then do I have to sit in stress? It kind of, so the magician can be somebody who's manifesting, but can also be somebody who's lying or lying to themselves. And it just kind of says, like, I think Ophiuchus maybe did call them out a bit. Say, I know that you have these grand plans and all, but it's stressing me out. I don't know, did you even want anything to do with them? Because I'm not even sure about this. Death card sideways. Ophiuchus is like, if circumstances were different, if they were like maybe single, or if there was something where it was a different scenario. Nine of Cups. Yes. Okay, so Ophiuchus was interested in this person, but just not in the way they went about doing this. Okay, so let me ask from this perspective right now. Is there any potential for this connection? Is there anything at all going on here? Possibly. We have Empress upright. Empress upright is Libra, Taurus. We have a Seven of Cups upright as well. Is there a potential here? I don't really see it. They still hope that there is. And I actually think that they're more serious about Ophiuchus in a serious way for down the road in the future. But I don't know if that day is ever going to come to pass, because Ophiuchus is already an empress. So to have one person who's like, I'm not sure how to do this, an empress knows how to do things, and an empress knows what they're building and growing. This is somebody who still doesn't know how their life's going to pan out, because it doesn't sound to me like they're in the captain's chair of their own life. And this is not to be rude to this person. I mean, we started out by asking what's going on, and they're like, I'm really miserable. I'm brokenhearted because I'm in the wrong connection. And I want to say I'm sorry to Ophiuchus because I disrespected him, and I know it. And they basically kicked me out because I basically tried to set things up in a way that would be great for me, convenient for me, without realizing, I mean, what right do I have to be a player and come into Ophiuchus's world and then say maybe later we'll be more serious? Everything here feels very sketchy to me. So on one hand, I'm not shocked to say that it doesn't look like this is the connection that's going to, take off. It just looks like this is the person who's thinking of Ophiuchus because they're embarrassed of their behavior. And I would say, well they should be. I don't know if they have a habit of being kind of self-indulgent, or if this was just because they've made some mistakes in their life. They're really unhappy. Ophiuchus is really great. And just, we can all get in that self-pitying mode sometimes where it's like, I'm going through a hard time. This is really tough for me. And I just want to be happy. And there's this beautiful Ophiuchus, and wouldn't it be great to be with them? They may not have intended to be unkind or disrespectful, but it kind of still feels like it came out that way. For them to say, I owe Ophiuchus an apology, I would say they are a bit mortified by the fact that, in their unhappiness, they kind of selfishly tried, establishing some other possibility with Ophiuchus on a purely like, they'd be the recipient of all of Ophiuchus's attention, and Ophiuchus would maybe someday get something more serious from them. I don't know. It just feels like, I don't think they set out to operate that way, but I think that they're mortified that that's exactly what they did. So at the end of the day, I kind of think Ophiuchus is ready to match with a more mature partner, though, because we saw an empress there. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.